What's up guys, this is Alan. In today's episode I'm going to tell you something that you have probably never thought about before. Something that's actually going to help you greatly, especially if you are just starting growing plants or you are thinking about getting into plants, and that is losing weight. Plants and losing weight may not sound related, but in this episode I'm going to be telling you my own experiences, how I lost 40 pounds by growing plants. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is something that I just literally figured out recently in the past week or so. Something that I never really even thought about, but it makes sense. Let me tell you. Something about plants, the energy that you can't see will actually help you greatly. When you start growing plants, where do plants grow? They grow outside. They don't grow indoors. Yes, can you grow indoor plants? Of course you can. But I can tell you, most of you guys starting with plants are usually gonna get the most rewards outside, out in the open, underneath the sun. So with a lot of you who are just starting growing plants, I know this happened to me. You're gonna get started with just a few plants. You're gonna go to your favorite nursery, you're gonna buy one plant, and you're gonna get hooked. Then you're gonna buy another one. You're gonna keep buying until, well, you run out of room. And if you keep watching my channel, I can tell you, you are going to run out of room simply because your plants are not going to die. I'm gonna teach you exactly how to keep your plants alive. But anyways, just keep watching my videos to learn all about that. We're talking about losing weight. How do plants actually help you lose weight? So many years ago, I lost count, I think it was maybe 2019. I was probably about 230 to 235 pounds. And I just got tired of being fat, obese. And I can tell you that is the time when I really got into growing plants. I've been growing plants not for that long, guys, maybe around 2016, 2017. Before then, I really didn't care about plants. I was just like any other person out there who just buys a plant because they look nice, brings it home, and then they die because I didn't water them. You know how much I knew about plants? Well, let me show you. You see these big pine trees over here? I was that guy that would take a hose, water next to this big pine tree over here for a few minutes, and I thought that was enough. I truly thought that was enough to water this 100-foot tall pine tree over here. So how does this relate to losing weight? Well, I can tell you, I'm not gonna lie to you. Just growing plants is not gonna make you lose weight, but it's going to help you. It's going to open up your mind. It's gonna get you outside the house. And this I actually learned just this past week. I never really put the two together, but talking with another gardener out there, he actually opened my eyes and it made me realize how beneficial gardening has been to my health. So growing plants, for one thing, it's gonna bring you outside your house. When growing plants, you're not gonna have time to be indoors because, well, your plants are gonna need you outside. As you can see, this Pakistan mulberry over here was struggling because it was in the back of my plants and the line came out. I didn't realize it, so it took some damage. But if I hadn't been out here to actually check on my plants, I would have never known. So plants are actually gonna force you to be outside, whether you like it or not. You're gonna be lifting stuff all the time. Containers are not the lightest things ever. If you have small containers, that's okay. But I can tell you, once you get into the bigger containers, it gets heavy. I have back issues, shoulder issues, knee issues, but I really don't care because I know those issues are just gonna get worse over time. And then by then, I'm physically not gonna be able to do any of this stuff. So may as well enjoy it right now rather than just cave into the pain and not doing it at all. But anyways, check this out. Let's go to the point of the video. How does gardening actually help you lose weight? And I never really thought about this, but it makes complete sense. So I was talking to another gardener last week. I was actually doing his irrigation system. Comment below if you're watching the video. But anyways, I've noticed, we were talking and he was telling me that he used to be over 300 pounds. And I think he lost over 100 pounds in 1 year. And I was like, how in the world do you manage to do that? And I was actually expecting him to tell me the same thing I did to lose weight. But no, he told me something completely different that it didn't even make sense. And back in the day, if somebody told me that, I would have never listened to them and I thought they were crazy. But seeing is believing, and that's exactly what he did. You know what he told me? He told me once he started growing plants, it forced him to be outside in the sun, in direct sunlight. And anytime that he's in the sun, he does not feel hungry. And I asked him, why don't you feel hungry? And then he told me, well, it's the same energy that plants use to actually survive. The same energy that keeps plants going and growing. We as humans can actually benefit from it. But in order to take advantage from that, you have to be out there in the sun. You have to sweat. You have to expose yourself to the elements. And you're not going to be able to do that sitting on the couch, sitting behind the computer, indoors in the AC, while your plants are out here suffering. A lot of you guys wonder, why is my plant dying? Brown tips everywhere. I don't have a green thumb. How can I get a green thumb? Is there anything that I can buy to be successful? And I can tell you, all you need is just yourself and water. Be outside. If it's super hot, go outside. And if you really care for your plants, you are going to have to go outside, just like I do. I hate going outside right now. You know why? Because it's humid. It is probably about 118 degrees right now in my area, but it's also humid. And even in the shade, I sweat. I have to change my shirts several times daily because just being outside just makes me sweat. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But I'm also in the sun. So let's go back to this guy's story. He lost over 100 pounds in 1 year. And everything started just by growing plants. If you go to his yard, you can see plants everywhere. And they were struggling. So he decided to get an automatic drip irrigation system. But before then, he will actually go out there and water his plants by hand. Now, his yard is on a slope. So anytime that he watered, the water will just run down the hill and it will look like the plants were actually getting watered, but they were not. The water was just running down because our soil in our area is clay, so it takes a long time for water to soak through the soil. But anyways, regardless, he tried and he's out there for hours every single day. He's actually even more hardcore than I am. He will actually trim his trees and he will save the branches in his garage and actually wait for them to freaking decompose so he can use that compost on his plants made by himself. He's even more dedicated than I am. I can tell you I'm not that hardcore. But then he told me that being in the sun actually causes him not to be hungry. So when he's working outside under the sun, and he goes inside, he does not feel hungry. His wife actually has to tell him to eat because he forgets to eat because he's out there for so long. And then it clicked. It was just like an instant realization. Like when something is being in front of your face this whole time and you realize it, how simple it was or how obvious it was, it just clicked to me. And, well, the same thing happened to me. Even though I didn't realize it, I didn't mean for it to happen. He's actually more aware of his environment than I am. But it clicked because anytime that I am outside working on my plants, I don't feel hungry, guys. I feel thirsty. I drink a lot of water. Maybe that's suppressing the hunger. But I can tell you, regardless, being in the sun has helped me tremendously. Not only physically, but also mentally. I am a better person since I actually started growing plants. Back in the day, I used to hate humans. I despised them. I used to hate the world. But now I'm more open. I can actually talk to people through the videos. This is actually therapy for me. But yes, how to lose weight with plants? Well, plants are going to force you to go outside if you actually care for them. You're going to have to water them. You're going to have to potting up. You're going to have to move things around. You're going to have to take care of something else besides yourself. And you're going to have to be out there in the environment. You're going to have to walk. You're going to sweat. You're going to burn calories. And at the same time, guess what? You are going to lose weight. Because I can tell you, when I'm not working outside, I'm in my house, watching YouTube videos in the AC, I just want to eat. That's all I want to do, non-stop. And when I'm outside working on my plants, like in the sun. I'm talking about in the sun, like actually working for hours. I'm not talking about just freaking 30 seconds, 1 minute, and oh my God, it's too hot, I need to go in the AC. That's not gonna work. You need to be out there for hours. Think of it as exercise. So let's say you are overweight and you want to lose some weight. You're watching my video right now and you've tried everything, but you want to keep an open mind. You have to have an open mind, because what I'm about to tell you may not make sense. You may think I'm crazy, but I can tell you I am awake. I can see what other people don't see around them because they're not awake yet. Plants will actually help you. Plants have energy, and I believe that they have energy that actually helps everybody. Everybody's always going through some things, and plants notice that, and they can actually send the energy that you actually need in your life and help you slowly, but eventually you will notice a difference. For some people it may be, a few months. For others it may be a few years. I can tell you, for me, it took several years to actually realize the benefits of growing plants. But one of the main ones, since last week, I realized that plants actually helped me lose weight. Like I said, I was like 230, 235 pounds. And one day I just said, screw it, I'm done being obese. So, I did not really take on gardening to lose weight, because that didn't even cross my mind. But it was part of it. It actually helped me. Believe it or not, a lot of the times I do not feel like doing the things that I do. I just don't. I do not have the incentive. I do not have the will. But I can tell you, plants help me to force myself to do things I do not want to do. Like being out here making this video. Did I want to make this video today? Not really. But I know by telling my story to somebody out there, it's going to help somebody. Maybe in one way or another. Am I gonna lie to you and tell you that just gardening made me lose 40 pounds? Of course not. But I can tell you gardening actually helped me lose 40 pounds. Now I'm been holding in the low 190s for the past 2.5 years now, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I go to the gym. I try to go to the gym maybe 4 or 5 times a week. Do I want to go? No. But I force myself to go. And I can tell you, just surrounding myself with plants, it gives me the motivation, it gives me the extra push to just force myself. Because back in the day, I would have just sat behind my computer and just ate myself to death and be fat forever. But instead, I'm more consistent. I'm able to push myself where I wasn't able to back in the day. So yes, I started going to the gym. But the gym itself is not what made me lose the weight. That helped me strengthen my mind, so that I could do other things in my life, like making videos, for instance. But another thing that actually helped me greatly too was just calorie counting, guys. I eat whatever I want every single day, and I just watch my calories. I started watching my calories, and the first week I lost 2-3 pounds, and it was just non-stop from there. Eventually, I came to maintenance weight, which for me, at the calorie intake that I take, which is about 2,500 calories daily, I am low 190s. And the funny thing is that every single Sunday I have cheat days. Every single Sunday, since the day I actually started, which was around 2020. But even then, I was able to lose 40 pounds. And I actually maintained my weight for the past 2.5 years. But after talking to this guy, it made me realize that it wasn't just calorie counting. It wasn't just going to the gym. Plants actually helped me greatly. They gave me the mental strength to keep going, to not give up. And like I said earlier, being out there in the sun all day long, you just don't feel hungry. So he was telling me that the sun gives you energy. And as humans, we can actually uptake some of that energy. And that is the reason why he was not feeling hungry. So, I don't know. I'm open-minded. I want to say it's true, because everything in this planet is connected. We are all connected. We are all one. Now, I can tell you, a lot of the food that we buy at the store, a lot of the things that we put in our bodies, it actually suppresses all of the energy, or at least the sense for you to be able to notice things around you and be open-minded. And that's why probably a lot of you guys are gonna think I'm full of crap, I'm crazy, and you're just gonna click off the video and go to somebody else that's gonna tell you you need to buy this and that and you're gonna lose weight without doing any effort. Well, that's not me. I'm telling you the truth. Take gardening, be outside in the sun all day, and then see how hungry you're gonna feel afterwards. You're not. You cannot deny that, and I know all of you guys who spend most of your time outdoors every single day, you're gonna feel the same way. Because it's not just about dieting or calories, it's also about the environment around us. Once you connect to the environment around you, everything becomes easier. Not just losing weight, but everything else in your life. But yeah, so that's the story, how you can actually use gardening to lose weight. Now, for those of you who want some common sense, well, let me tell you. What are you going to do with gardening and how it will actually physically make you lose weight? For one, being outdoors, you're going to be on your feet all the time. You're not going to be sitting on your ass behind the computer or on the couch watching YouTube. You're going to be on your feet. That burns calories. Well, check this out. Being in the heat will make you burn calories because your body is going to work harder to regulate its temperature. That requires energy, so you're going to burn more calories too. Well, being in the sun all day, it's going to make you drink more water. So guess what? When your body is more hydrated, it's going to be able to actually metabolize energy better and faster. So guess what? You're going to burn more calories. Growing plants requires lifting heavy things off and on all the time. Raking leaves, digging holes, and guess what? That will actually make you burn more calories. So everything besides sitting on your ass, on the couch, watching TV, it's going to make you burn more calories. And that is what's actually going to make you lose weight. So if you're watching my video right now, maybe you've been wanting to lose weight for a long time, you tried dieting, you tried everything and nothing is going on. Well, I can tell you, you haven't tried this, and that is growing plants. As always, if you like my videos, don't forget to like it. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? And I will see you next time.